In the horse world, there are really two different approaches to training that we have. The one is, the more common one is kind of a very direct, forceful approach. What we do is we kind of grab the horse, rope them up, and force them into submission. Some of these get so aggressive that what they'll do is they'll take the horse into this area right here. Now this round pen is kind of the core for all training that we do with a horse. We work inside here, we work in the circles, it's easier for them, it's contained, but it allows us to build that relationship with the horse when we're trying to train them. And in our situation, because they come from an abused or neglected background, there's a lot of baggage that has to be worked through, right? And so the round pen is where we kind of work that stuff out. But on that forceful, aggressive approach, that approach number one, if the horse doesn't respond in here, what they'll oftentimes do is pull that horse out and they'll go tie him to a tree. And when I tie him to a tree, I'm talking about tying up for the tree so that the head it can't come down. So what are they doing? They're saying, horse, you cannot eat because you can't reach the ground, because you cannot reach the ground. And they're held in that position for 8 hours, sometimes 10, sometimes 12 hours at a time. And they'll pull a horse down, the next day put them in, see if they respond. They don't respond, right back to that tree, tie them back up again. It works. I hate to tell you that it does work. But what strip all of the everything out of that horse. When I say strip everything out of that horse, the horse says, okay, I'll do what you want to do. Just do what you want to do. But when they strip that, they also stripped all the heart, and they also strip all the personality out of that horse. Because it's gone. They basically turned that horse into a tool or to a piece of equipment, and the animal that it once was has now been stripped away. Now the other method is called gentling, and there are a lot of great trainers out there who practice this gentling methodology, and different people have their names on different ways, but they're all under the same umbrella of gentling, which is basically saying, I'm not going to force that horse into submission. I'm going to work in concert with that horse. I'm going to understand how they think and how they process, and I'm going to watch for feedback from that horse, and I'm going to match their feedback. They take a big sigh, I'm going to take a big sigh. I'm going to give them moments of pressure to get them to respond, and then moments of relaxation and relief where they go, oh my gosh, this is great. In doing this approach, what we're doing is we're bringing them along to the place where we need them to be, but we're keeping intact who they are in the process. In the work world, if you think about that, how many times does somebody come in and because they're forced into doing something, because they're pushed in so hard and they have that command and control kind of boss, that their personality changes? I've worked with organizations who brought me in after a turnaround. They brought a turnaround kind of guy in. And this sales team was bad. They would tell me this. The sales team was bad. Sales were way off. Right? They haven't been down. And this guy came in and boy, he turned it around. He whipped it around, got the sales up, got things going. But you know what would happen 6 months later? His turnover would also turn way up, right? Because this guy would come in and say, we're going to do it our way, my way is what he would say. And he would basically try to strip everything away from that employee and make them a machine to just follow his process, follow his method when he did. And employees were like, I don't want to work this way, right? This isn't who I am, what I want to be. That gentling approach, okay, in a work environment is where what you're saying is, I'm not only going to tell them what needs to be done, I'm going to tell them how it needs to be done. We did another video on this. We talked about, that was the difference between leader and managers. The leader really talks about the why something needs to be done, not just the what and the how, but the why it's important, why we need to do it this way, and allows that employee to bring their personality in it. If you're a leader who's gentling, you're the leader who sees when they did something wrong, you're always correcting it. You're giving them the feedback, but you're not correcting them in a way that is effective immediately. You guys suck kind of bimbos, right? It is the kind of thing where you're giving them feedback. You're helping them say, okay, I see what you did here, but next time, why don't we try this? That didn't work, why don't we try this? That gentling approach, those two different approaches that we see in leadership and management, both are effective. They both do work. The difference, in my opinion, is one tenure inside the employee and the other relieves tenure. In essence, one, it creates an environment where that employee feels like they belong, they feel like they have a sense of purpose, they feel like that they are being developed and becoming better people, but they're not having to change who they are. They're getting to be themselves, but they're getting to be themselves inside your culture, inside your organization. The other one is where we're trying to take all their identity and strip it out and pull it away. I can get results either way. I can get results either way. the point is, what we are in is an environment where employees kind of feel like they have a choice of where to work, because it's true, right? It didn't used to be that they came to work for you and then they died after they got done working with you, right? Now employees switch jobs constantly. They're constantly changing and doing that. That approach, that direct approach or that gentling approach, that's something you have to analyze and think about for yourself. Are you the type of leader who really, when they work with their employees, tries to make sure that that employee is built up and better and they maintain who they are inside your culture? Or are you the kind of person who says, I don't care about any of that. I just want results, and bottom line is what all matters. Bottom line thinkers are running people off, right? Not saying bottom line is unimportant. I'm saying it's incredibly important, because we don't have a company without a bottom line. But what I am saying is there's ways to get there. There's ways to accomplish that training in which the employee feels valued, in which the employee feels accepted, in which the employee, most importantly, goes home at night and feels like they have a purpose.